Now you wouldn't believe, but the first song that I ever composed, like actually composed originally, was a 3 minute like it took 3 minutes to make. I was in grade 4, and it was a lullaby, or supposed lullaby, to Celine Dion's Hush. So I used the melody to that. I didn't know that it was Celine Dion singing at the time, but I heard the song and I was like, okay, let me make some lyrics to it. But after that, I made a song called Chive, and I actually like that song. I think that's the first proper song that I like to get out. I made it at 8 years old, and it was a kind of Elvis influenced kind of song, you know. And then from since then, I've started to actually write my own songs, you know. I actually have this book at home. It's like a big, not really a big book, it's like a binder kind of book, and it has like 15 songs in it that are unfinished. And I'm saying, okay, when I finish those songs, I rip them out and I put them in my folder of songs. Right now, my folder has in about 8 songs. So 8 completed songs are in my folder right now. And they range from R&B to slow jazz to dance remixes. You know? So, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so the Calypso experience. It actually started in 2011 when I was in 4th form, and I was asked, would you like to be one of the representatives for Bastia High School in the Calypso, the Junior Calypso Monarch Finals? And I was hesitant. I was like, who would even think about doing Calypso, Because personally, I was never interested in doing Calypso, because it was like a bunch of mature individuals on stage doing something so traditional, and it was good for the culture. I'm all for culture, but personally, I was never interested in it. So then, last year, 2012, I entered 5th form, and I was approached again. Would you like to go and represent Bastia High School in the Junior Calypso Monarch? And at that time, one other person had already signed on to go, So I was like, okay, since somebody else went, I should probably go as well. So I'm in there and I'm writing up the form at the office, and it came to a spot where I had to choose a stage name. So I was like, The Conqueror Chris. The title has no kind of backstory. I was just in a rush trying to finish the form at break time so I could get back to my classes after. So I was like, okay, The Conqueror Chris, I guess you could say that I wasn't really looking for something like mighty or, singing or, king, whatever. I wanted something different, something that would pop out to you. So in the randomness of my mind, I wrote down The Conqueror Chris. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna stick with that, but I guess I've grown fond of the name, so I'm gonna keep it. The Conqueror Chris. I like that. So I was just rushing down, trying to write all the information, numbers and stuff. I sent it in, and you would not believe that it was 5 days after that I finally sat down to start writing my song. And I wrote the form in October, like the last week in October, and only 5 days after I started to sit down to write a song. So imagine me entering a competition and I ain't even had like a paper and pencil with a little dot to have a song to go into the competition with. So I sat down with my chaperone, Miss Beverly Gouldhodge, and it probably took us all night to write that song. All night it took us to write that song. But we did it. I wrote the chorus, and Aunt Bev wrote the verses. So that was a nice collaboration there, and I liked it, you know. And we had to, I know the process was, we had to go get it, you know, made, produced, you know, so it could go on the radio, stuff like that. You never know how hectic something is until you enter. Anyways. So I went to the office. Well, I didn't go to the office. I went to the committee, the Calypso head, the head of the Calypso committee, Mr. Kennedy Pemberton. And he told me that Mr. Clifford Isaac was doing the productions for the junior Calypsonians. So I went by Mr. Isaac, and you know, we sat down and we collaborated on the music. So Mr. Isaac and I collaborated on the music aspect of my songs. My song. Now, I was working with WinFM for the work experience week that all performers at the Bastia High School go through, you know, in their perform life. It's an initiative to get us involved in the work field. Not for payment, just to get us involved. And you wouldn't believe that there was a mix-up with all the registration and everything. So I almost did not get into the competition. I have a cousin named Tony Frederick who works at WinFM. And she seems to know everybody on this planet, apparently. So we were talking, and Mr. Pemberton didn't even know my name. So this was like the first week in December, and I wasn't registered on the competition thing. But you know, we spoke and we came to an agreement, and I was finally registered to get into the competition. And now it was looking for, you know, it was thinking about what can I do to enhance my performance. So I got the assistance of 4 of my, you could call them church colleagues, you know, my church mates, you know, all coming from the Zion Moravian Church. Latoya Summersall, Khadija Warner, Tamia Martin, and EBA Goon Jr. Those are my onstage performers, and we practiced the performance the Saturday morning. That was our first practice. The competition was that same Saturday night, and that was our first practice for the performance. But you're dealing with professionals here, you know, so everybody was, you know, dealt with, and we knew our spot. So I guess we only needed a few hours of practice to put on such a splendid performance like we're hearing, you know. And I got the where I needed the lighting and the font, and I made sure I put it into my lyrics and gave it to the stage people so they could know when to do this and how I would like stuff to be done, and they cooperated nicely. And that is how the whole performance was put together. Basically, what I plan to do, I am interested in being a professional entertainer when I grow up. You know, I want to make records, I want to get Grammys, I want to have the whole package, like a big Hollywood star, you know? I want to set up myself in the performing arts. I want to surround my life in music and dance and drama and those sorts of things. Not drama as in the petty things that go on the road, but theater, you know? I want to get involved in that. That's my passion. And I don't think I would be happy anywhere else. I'd probably just be a miserable wreck, you know, maybe doing accounts, or being like this big shot manager in a bank or something. No, no, not me. Though those are just too much nitty gritty and all of that. I just want to be a entertainer. I want to be engulfed. Sorry. I want to be engulfed in the performing arts when I grow up. After that, though, I would love to set up a performing arts school here in St. Kitts. That's one of my major goals, because there are a lot of students here who express their passion for the performing arts, but there's no availability, there for them to pursue their goals. They're always constrained by what society has them, and a whole society has them. And it's sad. So that's why I was thinking to start my own performing arts school, manage, build, and operate my own performing arts school here in St. Kitts, so I can enhance, the passion that grows inside a lot of children here in St. Kitts, the creativity that they want to expound upon, that they sometimes never get the chance to do. So those are my main goals right now. I want to set up myself as a performing artist, and then afterwards I set up my country for the performing arts worldwide. This is the St. Kitts and Nevis National Junior Calypso Monarch, the Conqueror Chris, and my ROOCOO is music. Always remember to live creatively always.